Yeah, we should.
I think we count that. Eagle Raceway, do we count that as a restart? Let's do it, Eagle Raceway. Get him up, get him up, get him up. Take a Jaeger bomb.
Was that the first yellow of the night?
No, you called the first one, remember?
Whatever you say, Ryan.
Clearly, you've got the memory of the three of us.
Nah, I'm just down here working.
Working through 1 and 2. Dowdy, your leader. Here comes Jeff Watts from inside or outside row number 2. Side by side for the lead. Slicing and dicing all the way through the field. Lap 1's going to go to Jeff Watts. Pella right through the center. He'll move up in a second. Dowdy third, LaPointe fourth. Boy, Hall, Beecher, Gill, and Rubbins racing, that's for sure in that battle. Still more contact off of 4. Boy, I tell you what, the 6 of Markham out of nowhere is starting to make his way back through with everyone else beating and banging on each other. Top 5 cars move on to the A feature. Oh, Hall ramps up into the outside guardrail. Contact for that 92. And now we've got a race for the lead. Jeff Watts trying to hold off Neil Pella. Tim LaPointe back there in that 3rd spot. Beecher to 4th. Dowdy in the 5th in final transfer. But Ryan Gillen wants that spot in that 46. He'll dive to his inside through 3 of 4. And now Ryan Gillen into that 5th and final transfer. So Dowdy, Markham, Brune, Hall, and DeStefano outside looking in. Markham's going to work around Dowdy. And now Gillen side by side with Beecher. Top 2 cars have pulled away as Watts and Pella still duking it out for the lead. And now Gillen and Beecher, another good battle. LaPointe's kind of sitting there in no man's land in 3rd. And now the 5S of Austin Brune, first ever appearance here. He's 1 spot out of the A feature with 3 to go as your leaders go through 1 and 2. Here comes Pella to the inside of Watts down the backstretch. Good battle shaping up for the lead, and now Brune closing on Beecher for your 5th and final transfer with 1 to go. It's still Watts, your leader. Pella right there, and now Gillen has caught LaPointe. Your top 6 spots all up for grabs right now. Here comes Brune to the inside of Beecher, but through 3 of 4, who's going to win this bad boy? Off of 4, it's going to be Watts by a half a car length. Pella 2nd, LaPointe 3rd, Gillen 4th, and Brune's going to steal it in the final corner. So your final, all 5 cars transferring. The 5S of Austin Brune, the 46 Ryan Gillen, the 18 Tim LaPointe, the 3N Neil Pella, and the 66 of Jeff Watts.
Get yourself a single night subscription or a full season subscription, but this will be the final race on our Facebook Live for tonight. Row number 1 for heat race number 2 is going to be Kirsten Bruce to her outside the 39 of Krista Stransky. Troy Dowdy and Clayton Peters going to make up row number 2. Tanner Dowdy and Tyler Jackson, row number 3. Britt Lemke and Dave Carter, row 4. Jesse Docker, row number 5. In that Plymouth Duster, we're being told, in the 12 of Docker. Wow, 3 wide off the corner. Dowdy's got the race lead out of turn 4. Troy Dowdy, then Tanner Dowdy, Britt Lemke and Dave Carter, your top 4. Your 5th and final transfer as they run right now. The 4K of Kirsten Bruce. Clayton Peters and Kirsten Bruce make contact. She smacks the outside wall.
It's so built up and bulky up there that she should be all right, it looks.
So we'll have 6 laps left to go. Oh, scoreboard's down. Green flag is out. Ryan Blaney found out that's not a big deal. No, watch out, Plymouth Duster.
And now Kirsten Bruce has some serious right front damage.
Let's count that as a restart. Eagle Raceway, get him up, get him up, get him up. Take a drink. Dowdy, Lemke, Dowdy, Carter, Peters, top 5. James, I agree, but tell that to Ryan Blaney. Side-by-side battle, Dowdy and Carter as Lemke's your new race leader down the backstretch and into turn 3. Little smoke out of Troy Dowdy's car. Brett Lemke. Dave Carter. Troy Dowdy. Tanner Dowdy. Clayton Peters looking to the outside. Oh no, Clayton got a little high on the exit of turn 4. I don't think he made too hard a contact with the wall. Might have just kissed her. Single file out of turn 4, getting the signal. 2 laps left to go. 17T, he was in a transfer spot. Troy Dowdy off the pace. He's in a final, or still in, no, he's battling with the 13 of Tyler Jackson for that final transfer. White flag is out, final time as Dave Carter's looking to the inside of Brett Lemke for the race lead. Jesse Docker, your lap traffic ahead of these two. I don't think they're gonna get there. But out of turn 4, looking for the win at the line. Brett Lemke holds on.
Row 2 to the inside, the 66G of Kyle Gannon to the outside, the 69 Kenny Roberts. Row 3, the 24R of Dylan Richards to the outside, the 41 Adam Wasserman. It's Kasha Hall goes inside of the 94 of Michael Hansen. Jason Hilgerard, in the 67. Field works through 1 and 2. On the top side, Copeland Jr. trying to run down Nick Jensen. Boy, 7 cars duking it out right now. Look out, contact, Copeland and Roberts, look out. Hold on to it. Boy, I don't know how Roberts saved that one. Good bit of driving right there as we stay clean and green. Top 5 cars moving on. Richards side by side with Roberts. Off of 4, leading another lap is Nick Jensen. Kyle Gannon in 2nd. Copeland Jr. 3rd. Richards already with 5 wins on the season. Your current points leader now looks to the inside of Gannon. 3 cars going to battle it out for the lead going into 3 and 4. Hansen trying to get into the mix as well for that final transfer. Here we go. 3 wide for the lead. That time it's Dylan Richards, your leader, by 66 1/1000ths of a second. And oh, look out, Copeland. Goes around. He's going to keep it lit. We stay clean and green. Richards, your leader. Out of nowhere, Roberts works his way to 2nd. It's Jensen, Hansen, and Gannon, your top 5. Adam Wasserman trying to close in. He is outside looking in. Does not want to go to a B. It's Kasha Hall, Joe Copeland Jr., and Jason Hilgerard rounding out your order. It's all Dylan Richards, your leader, through 1 and 2. A little bit of lap traffic for your top cars. As now Wasserman side by side with the 66G of Gannon. Keep in mind, that's the battle for the final transfer. One of those cars not making the show. 2 to go. Your leader, Dylan Richards. Kenny Roberts How about the 94 of Hansen? He started 8th and up to 3rd now. Jensen and now Wasserman in the 5th and final transfer spot. White flag is out one more time around. Gannon not letting Wasserman go away. Now Wasserman looks to the inside of Jensen. And oh no, Jensen in a transfer got loose. Here comes Gannon. One final time though, your winner, it'll be Dylan Richards. Roberts at 2nd, Hansen 3rd, Wasserman 4th. Who's gonna get it? Gannon steals it. Gannon in the 5th and final transfer. Then it's Jensen and Hall to round out your order. So your 5 transfer cars, it'll be the 22 of Nick Jentz, it'll be Kyle Gannon, Adam Wasserman, Mike Hansen, Kenny Roberts, and Dylan Richards. No one else sees. I haven't seen one thing in this microphone, thank you.
Hobby Stock B feature, inside row number 1, the B4, Ben Beecher to his outside, the 17T, Troy Dowdy. Row number 2 to the inside, the 22J, Nick Jensen. On his outside, the 92 of Don Hall Jr. Krista Stransky, Kasha Hall, row 3. Dan Markham, Jesse Docker, row number 4. Jason Hallgrad and Trenton Dowdy, row number 5. Kirsten Bruce and Joe Copeland, row number 6, with Kristen DeStefano in row 7.
Green flag is out, the B4. Ben Beecher will lead him into 3 and 4. Troy Dowdy. There's a lot of Dowdies out here. That's Troy in that 2nd spot. A little bit of smoke. Here comes the 92 of Don Hall Jr. 3-car breakaway for the lead.
Don Hall had a tough heat race, but he's rebounding in this B feature so far. Top 5 are going to be moving on out of this one. And Don Hall comes out of turn number 4.
Oh, look out. He almost went around in front of the field. Great save. Oh, contact between he and Beecher.
Will that right rear, it was, I'm talking about the right rear for, or the left rear for Hall. Will that stay up? Oh, looks like it might be down. Well, no, he's had a real issue with turn 4 tonight.
Here comes the 17T Troy Dowdy through 1 and 2. Keep in mind, top 4, I believe, move on. So the 22J of Jensen, your final transfer. Here comes the 81J. Joe Copeland Jr. started 12th, and he is just outside the top 4.
Don Hall and Troy Dowdy going after this B feature win. A little smoke coming out of Dowdy's rear end. Hall taking the high side off turn number 2. He'll have the spot. The B4 of Ben Beecher in the 3rd spot with the 22J, Nick Jensen in 4th. And Joe Copeland, little pressure underneath Copeland by the 6 of Dan Markham.
I misspoke. It's top 5 here in your hobby stock. So that is the battle for the 5th and final transfer, the 6 of Markham and the 81J of Joe Copeland Jr. So keep your eye on them as those 2 cars try to race into the A-Main.
Don Hall has now pulled away from the 17T of Troy Dowdy. Starting to check out on this field with 4 laps left to go. Welcome back to the race's scoreboard. Boy, she's having a tough night, ain't she? The scoreboard?
Yeah, I would say. The 92, Don Hall Jr., your leader by about 4 car lengths over the 17T, Troy Dowdy. And now we got 3 cars, Dan. Good battle starting to shape up between Jensen Copeland Jr. and the 6 of Markham. One of those cars not making the show.
Good crossover move by Copeland as Jensen slid up the racetrack. 2 laps left to go for Don Hall Jr.
Oh, Robin's racing off a 4. Look out!
Not racing.
Maybe a little too much Robin. Oh, no. Heartbreak City for the 6 of Dan Markham, and the caution's going to fly.
Yellow is out.
Hey, good news, guys. The cone is okay.
Woo!
Coming up from the compact, I believe first year in a hobby stock for that 71C. So 3 laps to go. Don Hall Jr. trying to hold on for the B feature win.
Green flag is back out. 3 laps left to go. Can Don Hall hold on? Talked about it a couple of times. This is Don Hall's retirement year. He's had a great time in racing. Oh, Joe Copeland goes 3 wide trying to get that transfer spot back.
Oh boy, there's a lot of rubbing. There's more rubbing. Too much rubbing.
flat right rear for Joe Copeland. His night is done.
DeStefano in the fifth and final transfer, and out of nowhere, the 53T Trenton Dowdy on the bump. White flag. Oh no, Dowdy, your second place runner loses a wheel.
Watch out.
How? Oh, the axle just ripped right out of the rear end.
Oh, watch out, Joe.
What in the world? Dude? That's why we call them the Wild Things, right there.
Yep.
You know, I really wanted to sing You Picked a Fine Time to Leave Me Loose Wheel, but if the whole axle went, that might be a little harsh.
Kurt, can we get that in a hot button? You picked a fine time to leave me. I think we need that as a hot, yeah. We need that as a hot button now.
I'll write you the whole song.
Back in the day, I used to hear like if someone would flip over, like "I'm all right" from the Caddyshack. Oh, that is a classic.
There you go.
To that fifth and final transfer, now Kirsten Bruce, who had a rough heat race, she is just one spot from getting into the show.
And Dan Markham, who was battling for a transfer spot before that caution a couple of laps ago. Green flag is out. Green-white checkered finish to figure out who are the 5 cars moving on to the A. Don Hall with a great start. He's going to pace the field down the backstretch. Ben Beecher, Nick Jensen, Christian DeStefano.
Got her through 1 and 2, one final time. Hall Jr., Beecher, Jensen, oh, Dowdy and DeStefano. Look at the 6. Here comes Markham for the final transfer. Bruce right there as well, but off a 4-year winner, Don Hall Jr.
Ben Beecher, Nick Jensen, Dan Markham is going to make it into the A feature with a 4th place finish.
And Dowdy's going to be the 5th and final transfer. Trenton Dowdy, the final car. Wow, what a race there.
Well, we've had 2 humdingers of a race so far. Is that an official? Yeah. Okay. Humdingers of a race. Can we go 3 for 3 tonight? We'll figure it out in 18 big laps for your Valentino's Hobby Stocks. Get a slice, get ready to go. Green flag is out. The field roars down into turn number 1. Jeff Watts on the high side, Tim LaPointe on the low side. Watts is gonna get the good run. He'll take the lead into turn 3. Clayton Peters, Kenny Roberts is there too. Jeff Watts is gonna lead lap number 1. Tim LaPointe will be 3rd. Clayton Peters gets 2nd away at the line. Here comes Pella. They're 4 wide off turn number 2. Tim LaPointe's gonna get the fuzzy end of that lollipop and he'll get pushed out. Jeff Watts, Clayton Peters, Dylan Richards all the way up to 3rd already. Pella's off the pace. Walterman gets into him. Dylan Richards started 5th row inside. He's up to 3rd and looking for more. We got a battle for the race lead. Clayton Peters looking to the inside at Jeff Watts. Watts has led the opening laps, but Clayton Peters wants it back. Clayton started inside row number 2. Working the low side. Dylan Richards is going to try to split him. No, he thinks better of it off turn number 2. 3-car battle for the race lead. Jeff Watts on the outside, Clayton Peters on the inside. Peters is going to get a bit of a bump from Richards, but Jeff Watts is going to take the race lead back.
3 wide for the lead coming off of turn 2. Oh, your leaders contact together. Peters and Richards got stuck together. Watts going to have the advantage coming off of 4.
Dylan Richards, will he have any damage on those tires after making contact with Clayton Peters? Car looks fine through 3 and 4, looks fine through 1 and 2. I think we're okay. Dylan Richards now sets his sights on the 66 of Watts.
Pella back in that 3rd spot. Peters 4th. Brent Lemke into the top 5. Gillen right behind him as Richards. A little bit of contact to the back bumper of the 66 going through 1 and 2.
Richards is there on the low side. Watts on the outside. 10.5 laps left to go. Pella, then Peters, then Lemke, then Gillen. Out of turn 4, Watts holds on to the lead.
Dylan Richards, can he get his 6th win of the season here at Eagle Raceway? He'll pull a good start on the bottom side. Here comes Watts right back to his outside. Door to door for the lead, going through 3 of 4.
Dylan Richards has got a nose on the low side. Out of turn 4, Dylan Richards is your new race leader.
77 1/1000ths of a second, the difference in the 24-hour, now solidly in the top spot. And now Neil Pella and Clayton Peters starting to close on that 66 of Watts.
Jeff Watts. Jeff Watts, Neil Pella, Clayton Peters, Brett Lemke, Ryan Gillen battle back there with Mike Hansen. Hansen to the inside, Gillen on the outside.
8 to go. Dylan Richards, your leader. Good battle for second. Here comes Neil Pella. Now to the inside of Jeff Watts. They'll go door to door coming off of turn 2. Put Pella up to second in the 3N.
Dylan Richards, last time by, enjoying a 1.5 second advantage. Pella up to second. It's now a 1.7 second advantage.
Tell you what, Gillen and Hansen kind of making their way through the pack together. Gillen started 10th, Hansen started 12th. They're just outside the top 5 right now.
None of our B feature transfers really making much noise. Dylan Richards, he'll come out of turn number 4, get the signal of 4 laps left to go. Can he get another feature win at Eagle Raceway?
Your current points leader takes him through 1 and 2, currently sitting top 5 in the nation coming into the weekend. Still good battles happening. Oh, Roberts is going to go around. Jackson takes the outside guardrail.
Hard contact, yellow flag will come out. Tyler Jackson.
Oh, Kyle Gannon went around to the infield as well. We got cars all over the place down there. And now he's on a 2-race win streak again. Can he make it 3 in a row? Neil Pella, Jeff Watts, Brent Lemke, and Clayton Peters, your top 5, set to bring us back to the green with 4 to go. Richards works the high line. Pella will follow him around as well. Hansen now will go side by side with Clayton Peters for that 5th spot. Ryan Gillen right there as well. Off of 4, Dylan Richards, your leader. Tell you what, Neil Pella. Oh, Don Hall Jr. goes around. Looks like he lost the front nose cover sitting in front of him there in turn 3. Oh, okay, so that is off. Okay, so Tyler Jackson's, yeah, that was bound to fall off at some point. His hood's trying to fly away. Don Hall Jr. with a flat tire, so maybe that's the cause of him going around in turn 3. So 4 to go. Can we get this one settled? We will find out this time by Richards and Pella. Up front, look at Brent Lemke. Trying to make a move for 3rd in the 26L. Side by side with Jeff Watts. They'll go 2 by 2 now behind your leaders. 3 to go for Dylan Richards. Neil Pella, Brent Lemke, Jeff Watts, Mike Hansen, now your top 5. Peters, Gillen, Carter, now Brune into the top 10, battling with Wasserman deeper in the field. 2 to go for Dylan Richards. Oh, Adam Wasserman off the pace, up in smoke. His night is done. White flag gonna fly this time by. A 1/3 of a mile to go for Dylan Richards. What a season it has been for the 24-hour, and it looks to continue tonight. 2 more left-hand turns, and your current points leader is going to tack on a few more points here tonight. 3 weeks in a row, Dylan Richards is your winner. Neil Pella, Brent Lemke, Jeff Watson, Mike Hansen, your top 5. So how about it, race fans? 3 weeks in a row as he comes off of turn 4. Your winner, Dylan Richards. So we'll see what Dylan has up his sleeve for a celebration. We've seen 2 donuts, one from both different directions. We'll see what Dylan can do. The small rear wheel tires, maybe a little easier to do a faster donut here in this class. We'll see if that's what he sticks with.
Well, and Roger even kind of came across and said, we've had 2 donuts, maybe try something a little bit different.
Maybe a burnout?
What's he gonna do?
Maybe he's gonna do a hood dance?
There we go.
There we go.
I think he's going for distance. Oh, there you go, there you go, there you go.
I think that's reserved for old Hoss Chastain.
Yeah, the Chastain train